As I stand here and lift my arm towards you, we are all aware that I'm activating my shoulder muscles to lift my arm. What you may not be aware of are the muscle responses that are occurring in the leg and the trunk that precede the arm raise, known as anticipatory postural adjustments, or APAs. These APAs act to maintain the center of mass within the base of support during a voluntary movement. At the time of the research currently under investigation, the central mechanisms underlying these APAs was a topic of debate. I will briefly go over some background information to get everyone up to date on the current state of knowledge. There are two main theories that explain how APAs are controlled. The first theory is that APAs are a component of the motor program that controls the arm raise. What this implies is that every time you voluntarily lift your arm from this position to this position, you will have the same muscle recruitment for the APA. In other words, the motor program theory states that muscle recruitment order is invariant, meaning the leg muscle activity always precedes the arm raise. The other theory is that of independent and parallel processing. This implies that depending on sensory and cognitive information, which collectively constitutes our postural set, our muscle responses during the APA are free to vary. This means that if you are raising your arm in a less demanding position or environment, then postural muscle activity can vary. The purpose of the current study was to provide more evidence to settle this debate on how APAs are controlled. Are APAs part of our motor program, or are they influenced by our postural set? To answer this question, arm raises were performed in 3 different sensory conditions, shown here on the slide. It was found that when a shoulder raise is performed in environments with altered sensory conditions, such as the lying down supine and microgravity conditions, where the influence of gravity on the body is altered, the muscle recruitment order is actually reversed. We don't see the APA in the leg during the microgravity and lying down supine arm raises, like we do when we stand upright. If we think back to the aforementioned theories, this provides evidence for the independent and parallel processing. Our postural set, which is determined by how much demand is placed on the body at a given moment, influences muscle recruitment order. This means that in a less biomechanically demanding environment, such as microgravity, unique muscle activation patterns can be achieved to perform the specific demands of the movement. In microgravity, you do not need to counteract the momentum of your arm raising, since a shift in your body's center of mass will not knock you over. This provides support for the theory stating that muscle recruitment order can be catered to the specific situation. So hopefully this research leaves you waiting in anticipation for more.